Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Finale.
Hold
No,
on.
not yet.
Hold on. Now we're good. Okay.
All right, welcome everybody to BeYou. This is the finale of season 2, and we're doing something different today. Usually, you will see Nico as the host, but today it's me, BSA's very own social media diva. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos. Today, our guest is usually the one asking the questions, but today we're turning the mic around and we'll have him answer the questions instead. He always comments that my questions are sometimes hormonal, so we'll see how he does this time. Let's welcome our guest this time, Nico, the voice of BSA.
Hey, Avdan.
Yay!
Hi. It's nice to be the one at the receiving end of the questions, and I'm happy that for this session you get to ask the questions yourself. So yeah, we'll see
Yes.
how it's gonna go.
Yep, we'll see if Nico can last throughout the episode without, breaking down or at least throwing a hissy fit because of all the questions I'm going to ask him. But let's first get to know Nico. Um, People usually know you as the host, Nico. What about who is Nico, the human being behind the voice?
Okay, so I'm a 41-year-old male with three kids at home, with a wife and a mom I'm taking care of. Yeah, pretty much that's the household. Apart from that, well, I apart from being here with marketing here at BSA, I also am the host of the podcast, of the Finding Mojo
Mhm.
podcast, and then I also am a musician. So I have a band, and we play on the weekends. Sometimes I also am an events host. Sometimes I do voiceovers for events. Yeah, pretty much. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. There, that's me.
Yep. Yeah, that Nico wears many hats, people. He's a
Many.
very multi-talented person. Gifted, that's what I call. But behind all that, is there any quirky fact about you that even us in the marketing team don't quite know?
Hmm, that's interesting. Something quirky about me.
Yes.
Well, I always
I don't
have
know.
deep thoughts, and it's mostly about life, mostly about struggles. And because of the struggles I have on the daily, especially juggling life and responsibilities and everything, I try to keep myself busy. That way I don't eat myself inside. So there. I try to be
That
positive
is
because everything else is on turmoil.
that is very
I
interesting.
and I live in
Actually, I think
organized.
you're actually quite philosophical, Nico, I think, based on
Yes,
my interactions with you thus far.
yes. I live in organized chaos there.
That's beautiful. Organized chaos. But me, I'm just chaos. So, all right. You mentioned you're also a radio DJ. Are you still doing that, or was that like a
I
previous?
did. I did. The last time I went
Uh,
on air was, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was July of last year. So the last radio station I
mm,
was with Y101. So I did radio. If I had to, like, maybe sum everything up, more than a decade of radio experience.
yeah, because I remember when I was in Cebu and on the way home with Zana, sometimes I could hear you say, "This song is for Zana,"
Oh
and
yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"Oh, jealous," because why does Zana get all the attention?
Yeah, because every once in a while, Zana would be on the road, and then she knows I'm on the road. I'm on air, so she'd be like, "Hey, can you, like, greet me?" Something like that. So you
Yes,
gotta
you usually
do,
play
you gotta
something
do it.
for
Yes,
Zana.
right on.
Yeah, but your foray into radio DJing, was it on purpose? Was it accidental? Was it a happy accident?
Okay, so here's what happened.
Mm,
I think around my second year in college, this radio station, Killer B 92.3, they were looking for campus patrollers, which is like junior DJs. So friends of mine were like saying, why don't you like apply? Because they know I talk a lot. So I was like, okay, why not? Let's give it a shot. And that radio station, my best friend's brother works there. And fun fact, when I made my audition, like because you had to like record. Gab, you're not gonna. Maybe this is like gray area to you, but for us to record stuff, then you had to buy a cassette tape, and then you had to put the cassette
Mm-hmm.
tape in on the player, and then you had to look for a microphone, and then read like an article, like a sports article or an entertainment article. You had to record that and then submit that tape, the cassette tape, to the radio station. And we compared now, I mean, we have your audio interfaces. You can even record your own self on a cell phone, and that would be enough. But back then
Mm-hmm.
it was very, I don't know, very old school. And then I got in,
Yes.
luckily. So I started radio second year college, and it was more of like a one-time thing. Only went on air for like maybe 5 minutes on a Wednesday, something like that, and then eventually they found interest in me because I was always there. I was actually at the station most of the time. I would hang out at the station more than I would be at the in school. So eventually, when we had like events, they would get me for events. I would be like a PA or something like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, eventually I did radio like an actual board work already. Um, I would go on here like once a week, like for like an entire 3 4 hours, and then eventually it became 2 hours.
Cool.
And yeah, then when I graduated from college, that's when I did like radio for for like a good year, I think. And then
Mm-hmm.
even with radio, I always juggled it with a BPO.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. Also, to the Gen Zs out there who's watching, in case you didn't know what Nico was describing earlier about the cassette tape, that's what we call a demo tape.
Yep, that's a demo
Yeah,
tape.
yep, it's a demo tape, which I'm sure if you're Gen Zs, probably you can't relate.
No, they don't have access to demo tapes anymore. But that is what it is. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very raw, and I think a lot of things, I guess, was more successful back then without without the interference of social media, because
Mm.
radio was premium back then because people didn't really have to see who the radio DJs were. But then now I think it's
Mhm.
very important to see if whoever that person is. So
Oh
I know
yeah, that is
the
so
mystery
true.
the mystery
That's true
has
actually,
faded.
because I think nowadays even radio stations they do videos of their DJs actually DJing like on
Exactly.
YouTube or on channels, whatever, even on
Exactly.
TikTok.
Exactly,
Mm,
because the times have changed. You really want
mhm.
to see whoever the person is on the other side, or on the other, on the other line, something like that. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
You just roll with the punches.
yeah. But throughout your DJing years, was there any moment that made you laugh or cringe, like any on air mistakes?
How about this? A cockroach coming up your leg while going on air. So I was
Oh
like in the
my
middle.
god!
I was in the middle of an ad lib, and then like a cockroach was like coming up on my leg, about to go to my crotch, and
Mhm.
and I was like, whoa! At least I didn't like scream like a girl. I was like, whoa! Okay, at least I proved to myself I'm a man. I'm a man like that. Cockroaches don't scare me. They're scared of me. There. So yeah,
They're not
that was
supposed to scare
yeah,
you.
that was fun. That was actually fun. Um, there was also a time when I oh this was cool. It was one Saturday, and I think the radio DJ at the time, he wasn't available, so I had to pinch hit, meaning I had to like, do the shift for the guy, right? So I went to the station, and lo and behold, Keith Martin comes to the station, and I had to do like an impromptu interview with the guy. Keith Martin is the guy who sang "Because of You," like "Because of You, my life has changed." That guy. So he went to the
Okay.
station, did the interview, even had him sing "Because of You." That was fun. Yeah, it was good times. It was good times.
Yeah. Yep. I can see that you, because I've heard you on air quite a few times, and I kind of like the way you present yourself on air. Now, and you also brought your DJing talent into BSA as the voice of BSA, and you've hosted many of our events. Is there any one event of ours that stuck with you and made you think this is why I love what I do?
Okay. I think the town halls. I like the town hall events, because I mean my hosting style is very just very laid back, very casual, and I
Mhm.
like it to be more of a conversation rather than like an actual hosting gig, because I really don't like uptight hosting styles. I like to engage like the crowd and everything. Um, the question and answers, those town halls where I get to talk, where Chino gets to present, and then I get to like
Mhm.
throw questions his way in that way, then address the audience and everything. I think those are the kind of things that are more important to me, because especially with with my role being the voice of BSA, so I kind of want to be in the middle of things. So
Mhm.
you want to present management in a way that you blur you blur the distance between like management and people. You want to be able to get the message across. And how do you do that? If there's a person like an intermediary that's able to get the messages across in a much better way, then if I present things that way, and if people get to understand where management is coming from, and management gets to understand where people are coming from, I think I have done a great job. So that's to me the kinds of events that really like stick for me personally as a host.
Yep. All right. To our viewers who are watching now, thank you for watching. If you have any questions for Nico, you can actually put your questions down in the comments, and Nico and I will do our best to answer them after the show. All
I
right.
I, I love
Uh,
how I
yeah.
love how Afzan is like segueing all these things, because I never do. Nice one, Afzan. Okay.
Thank you. It's just my way of keeping my mind on tracks because sometimes I get distracted by all that glitters.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about Finding Mojo, the podcast.
Nice.
We've had many guests from different backgrounds. We've had mental health advocates. We've had business owners, even fitness, wellness coaches. So, what's the most unforgettable conversation you've had on the show or on the podcast?
Now, before I answer that, here's another fun fact. I never was really supposed to be part of the podcast. Finding
Mm,
Mojo, when this started, I think this was actually Zana doing a project, because she joined like a podcast, I think Oh My Pod. And then this was like the
mm,
output or the project that she was to do, which is Finding Mojo. And when I got in, I was just really here to supposed to be help out with Zana's intro and extro for the podcast. And apparently, when I
and then
read
you
Zana's
ended up being the
script,
host.
yeah, when I read Zana's script, I was like, Zana, I think this sounds so like uptight, or it sounds so businessy, or whatever. Can I just tweak your script? Give me 5 minutes. I'll just tweak it a little bit, and then once I'm done, I'll just give it to you. And then once Zana got it, and she was like, "Oh, you can write. Why don't you just join in the podcast? I'll employ you." Blah 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 blah. And there you go. So
Mm,
that's pretty much how I really got into BSA. Now, Finding Mojo, over the years we've actually done it together with Zana, but then because of the crazy amount of things that she has to attend to, like every day, I took it upon myself to tell her, like, I think you should take a break for the podcast. Let me just do it that way. I don't have to work on three schedules because if
Mm,
Zana is in the podcast, I'd have to check on her schedule and my schedule and the guest schedule, right? So now that I'm doing
yep.
it alone, it's easier. So to answer the question, probably the best and maybe the episode that really stuck with me was Abby Banwag's episode. So it was about mental health. It was
Mm-hmm.
actually it was an eye opener because there were a lot of terms that were thrown in the mix, and there should be like you shouldn't be saying committed suicide. That was actually one of
Mm,
the terms that like he corrected. You shouldn't say that.
yeah.
And I like the fact that I believe we were able to talk about the topic in a again. I like it to be conversational, but at the
Mm,
same time informative because back when I was a mass comm student, we were keen on infotainment, meaning
mm-hmm.
you inform people about certain topics, but at the same time make it engaging and entertaining. Because if you don't include the entertainment factor while throwing information, you know, the attention span, the people's attention span, especially in 2025, is very short. So you might as
Mm-hmm.
well engage the people, make the interest, make I don't know, make serious conversations still sound like as if it was a normal conversation done by friends. That way you get people to stay and listen to the gist of whatever the content is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why do you think I did the segue, Nico? Because I have short attention span as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I know this for a fact because every time we do meetings, our topics will go like 10 different ways. And that's why I love marketing. Our meetings can
Yes.
go haywire because six
Mm.
conversations are coming in rapid succession. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and what you said about infotainment actually brings us to my next question, which is, what do you think makes a conversation meaningful and not just entertaining?
Okay. What
Mm.
me? What gives? Again, I'm sorry. What was the question again? What
What
makes
what makes a conversation meaningful and not just entertaining?
conversations become meaningful when there's intent?
Mm,
So you always have
mm,
to know what the intent is. And once you know what the intention is for the conversation, that's when you create like an angle. Like for Finding Mojo, whenever I have a guest, whenever I have a topic in mind, the intention has to be there first. If I get this person to be on the podcast, what is my intention? What is this person's strongest suit? What's the most interesting, or what's the most important thing about this person? And then once I know that, once I know my intention, then that's when I create an angle. So okay, so I introduce this person this way, so I get to talk about this person this way, and then inject whatever conversation I want to throw in, like what questions I want to throw in, what answers I want to get out of that person. So there, I guess intention is the most important thing.
yep, I agree with you there, because it's not just in conversation, but also in everything we do, I guess, in the world. There has to be an intention, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I mean, it cannot be just for the sake of doing it.
True.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, but it's true though. But sometimes even because just because that's still intention. You get what I mean? Some
That
people
makes
are really
sense.
see, like I said, I'm very philosophical. That's why some people, some of their comedy content comes from nothing. It's
Mm,
funny because they're actually not doing anything, but it's funny. It still comes across as funny because
yeah.
funny is relative. What's funny to you may not
Hmm.
be funny to others. So again, intention may be an intention for you, but for others, it's actually not. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yep, yep. I agree with you there. Now let's talk about your band.
Oh,
How do you pronounce it again, Nikolai?
Nikolai.
Yes, let's talk
Nikolai.
music. How did Nikolai come together?
Okay, so Nikolai, here's what happened. Before I got into the band, well, I was always in bands, especially when in high school I already had a band. Right around college, I had another band. In college, I had two bands. One was acoustic, one was like alt rock, and then eventually, when I was done with college, I did things on the side. Eventually, Nikolai was formed around 2016 because the guy who plays guitar in my band is the husband of my classmate since grade one. So his wife is my classmate. So my kababata from first grade to sixth grade, we've been classmates, and then even went to the same high school. Eventually, we separated. We got separated through through different cliques, but then eventually
Mm,
we'd still meet up for parties, gatherings, and because of that, since we were always together and we would jam and play songs off each other. Um, so my Marty, Paul's wife was like saying, why don't the two of you just form a band? You know your set list anyway. So yeah, so
mm,
we got to talking. We recruited a couple, like two more members, and then the rest was history. But I had to quit. I had to quit momentarily because
mm,
an opportunity came for me to actually become an MC, which is like a hype man. At the club where someone like saying, "Everybody effing party," something like that. That's me. So I did that for almost a year over at Icon. So I did that for over almost a year. After I quit, I went back to the band. Um, I think it took me at least 2 weeks to recover my full voice. So
mm,
I didn't go back to the band immediately. I had to rest my voice first because that entire almost a year of just screaming at people, it really took a toll on my voice. So imagine this, Afzan. Imagine like I did radio too at the time. So I did radio and I did Icon. So there's gonna be times where I don't have a voice for both. So they'd have to
yeah.
like max the volume on at Icon, so my voice would come out, and literally would not have any voice for radio. It was that crazy. So eventually, um, one of the radio jocks over at Magic was like telling me like, what the hell is wrong with you, Nico? Are you trying to kill yourself? You don't even have a kid. You don't have responsibilities. Why don't you just do the same thing I do? I'm in radio. I do sales, and I do fine. I mean, once I'm done here, I go home. That's it. You don't have to kill yourself. So I was like, that makes sense. So I did
Mhm.
sales in radio, and then once I did that, then I think I was like, oh, okay. So the money I make from the MC thing, uh, I think I pretty much can make it with the radio. So I had to like quit the MC thing because I was really more into the band scene anyway. I
Mhm.
liked the idea of performing as a frontman of a band rather than just shouting at party people. You know, I never
Yeah.
was really into dancing and the partying anyway. So it was a very good trade off. So there,
Yeah.
2016 up until today, yeah, still in the band.
Yeah. Because I've seen you play at Fiddlers, you and your band, and
Oh yes,
I love the numbers that you play. And
thanks.
recently, you also played at Oktoberfest in
Oh
Cebu,
yes, that
correct?
was that was
Yes. So,
fun. That was fun.
so what was that like? Because Oktoberfest is like a big deal, right? So, what was
It
that like?
is. It's a big deal because and I'm really proud of it because we never had to like submit like anything to San Miguel because other people would
Mm,
think, yeah, okay, so maybe someone from San Miguel, that's why you were picked. No, we never did. They just hit up my Viber and like said like, hey, blah 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 blah, are you available for Oktoberfest? Hell yeah, come on. So it was fun, and the thing is, if you look up at the like the bill, like the lineup, there were only two bands from Cebu that are like up and coming, ourselves and the other band, which is Quaco. So it was fun. We got to do that. We played two sets. We got to watch the crowd, react to the songs and everything, and to be part of the roster, to be part of that event for San Miguel. That was really a huge thing for the band. So we're really thankful. We're grateful for it.
That's good. That's great. I love it. Anyway, again, our viewers who are watching, if you're not subscribed yet to our channel, do so now. And also, if you have any questions for Nico, put it in the comments, and Nico will answer it later after the show.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about Nico as the family man, a side of him that not many of us know. How does being a dad shape the way you work and create?
Okay, very. It's a huge 180 for me because I'm an only child. So
Mm.
I never really had a brother growing up and everything. So I'm used to just being with myself and my mom. So very sheltered and everything. But then my wife, she already has like two kids on her own, and then now we have
Mhm.
one, a 3 year old. So it's nice having like a college. Someone in college, and then our middle child is in the seventh grade, and then of course my 3 year old. So for all from different like from in different age groups. So you have a different way of approaching your eldest, your middle child, and your youngest. So it's fun because I think fatherhood has definitely humbled me like a lot because back when I was younger, I would be like, I'd be really hot tempered and
Mhm.
everything. But then, being a dad now, it's nice because you kind of understand why your moms and dads were like this and that. it's
Mhm.
uh, at the same time, you appreciate your kids more because you slowly see that the things that you instill in them, they're rubbing off on you, on them actually. And
Mhm.
while you're teaching them, they're also teaching you too. They're actually teaching me more than myself teaching them. So it's quirky and it's fun, and still with it has its ups and downs, but it's more of the up. It's more of the up and up.
It's challenging. It's still challenging though, right? Because you
Definitely,
kind of have to
definitely.
like have a balance. Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna throw you a question that
Sure.
is usually asked to women
Oh,
who
okay.
has a family and also a career. How do you
Ooh.
balance being uh uh how do you balance your day job and then being also a performer and also a father?
Okay. Now, here's the thing that I love about BSA, and this is I'm grateful to BSA for this. I function very well because I work from home.
Mm.
If I were here at the office, man, I would go berserk. I realized I realized that I function well at home. I am one of the few people who actually work from home here at BSA, and I love that I'm able to do that because apart from my family, I also attend to my mom, who's actually
Mm.
bedridden, who's fighting the big C. So
Yeah.
because of myself working from home, I have the ability to, you know, bring my kids to school, fetch them, after school. At the same time, if there are things I need to like do errands, I can work on it immediately. At the same time, with the podcast, what we do is either we do on location shoots or do the shoots from here. If there are events that I need to be here for in the office, very easy because without traffic, I can be here in 7 8 minutes. I live actually very near the office, so the convenience of just just being here when needed. That to me is probably the best gift BSA has ever given to me. And I'm here
Mhm.
4 years and counting. If not for that setup, I may have already left. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just grateful that the company values what I bring to the table. Not
Mhm.
only do I get to do the podcast, and not only do I get to choose the people I bring to the podcast, at the same time I create the content for it. And now with an even bigger responsibility, I even do like the editing for the videos, uploading them on socials. So it's pretty much myself and Gabby, who helps me with the shoots. But other than that, it's just really me. But I'm
Mhm.
happy that I'm given that opportunity to still be part of the mix, be able to contribute in my way, the only way I know how to promote BSA. But at the same time, even with family, even with my responsibilities as a dad, as a son, I'm able to do that. Maybe it's because I'm a scatterbrain, so I guess
Yeah.
just me juggling things like 5, 6 things all at the same time. It's nothing to me.
Organized
but
chaos, right?
it's
That's what you
organized
said.
chaos. Organized
Yeah.
chaos, but just make things work, man. Because it is what it is. There's no other way to do it. There,
Yeah. Yes. And you said that the opportunity to work from home is like the best gift BSA has given
definitely,
you. So
definitely,
you are also, I would say you have the gift of voice. So what advice would you give someone who wants to do what you do, but they feel like their voice is just not good enough? What do you have to say about that?
okay. I never had a voice like this. When I was in college,
Mhm.
man, I sounded like Mickey Mouse. My voice was so thin. It was so thin. But then I guess eventually, as you mature, a certain there's going to be a certain raspiness, a certain bass that would come out. But I guess if if you want to be able to do this professionally or what have you, just have a voice. I'm not even I can't even say I have like a really good voice, but if you really want to
Actually, you
get to
can.
this, I would love to agree to that, but then I just know I can. I have this voice. This is my kind of voice. It's just not for everyone. There are other better voiceover people out there, but I guess if you want to have this kind of like cadence, I guess you need to watch a lot of like TV series, TV series. You have the How I Met Your Mothers, you have your Friends, you have your Brooklyn Nine Nines, yeah, all these. Well, if you want to have like an accent, like a neutral American accent, because it really helps, especially with this kind of medium. What else? I guess the reason why I sound and talk like this is because of my radio experience. I
Yeah.
was with radio for like the longest time. So we're trained to sound like we're just conversing, but we're actually reading scripts.
Mhm.
Now, for other people, that's going to be tricky because those who would be like listening to me on the radio, and then when we meet in person, they'd be like, those things that you say a lot. No, why do you say a lot? Blah, blah, blah. No, those are actually scripts we're reading. Huh? You're reading? I didn't even know. Yes, we're actually reading. So it's something that you learn over time. Um, I think that number one, watch like TV shows if you want to gain an accent.
Mhm.
And then number two, um, it helps if you think think if you're switching from your native language to English is quick.
Mhm.
If it becomes second nature, then it's going to be easier for you to talk. If not, then
Mhm.
it's going to be a struggle. It's definitely going to be a struggle. Also, learn the culture too. I guess while learning the language, you also have to learn the culture. So that's why I think I sound more conversational. I sound more natural is because It's something I had to learn over time. It's not something that you can do like on a weekend. Um,
Mm.
that's why I remember like talking to some people. They're like, why do you sound like that? Like why? And this was, I think I was still in the BPO. I was like telling them, well, it's because of my radio experience. I can't teach these to you. We can have the same modules.
Yeah.
We can have the same modules. We can have the same seminars. We can have the same workshop, but you never got to do what I do. So if I have the experience under my belt and I can't, I can only impart so much, but the actual
Mm.
thing is like, the things I did like every day, like I went on air for like 6 days a week.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah.
hard for me to be able to teach you that. It's the 4 hours of doing that every day for how many years. That's the reason why I sound like this. It's so hard to
Mhm.
like explain, but maybe if I were to just one line, experience is the best teacher. There.
Yeah. And I think if I could sum up, if I could sum it all up, I think it all comes down to three things. The first one is
Hmm.
knowledge, where you
Hmm.
actually have to learn how to do things. And the second one would be experience,
Hmm.
because you do need experience in order to be good at something. And also, of course, hard work and practice, 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 practice. When you do it every day,
like
you
like
not
for
you don't you might not necessarily become perfect, but you become better.
like for example, Zana, back when I was in like radio, and I was like in my younger years, or actually in my 30s, I would do a I would do a commercial where I write a script, record the commercial, produce it, and then play it on air in less than an hour.
Mhm.
Everything. Like everything. So again, that's
It's
something that
amazing.
you, yeah, but again, experience will teach you that. The reason why I knew how to write scripts was because I was a mass comm graduate. um Apart from that, because of my radio experience, I kind of have a thing. I have an idea for what the clients actually need. So I just need their info. What do they want to put in that 30 second or like commercial? And then once I have that, I record the voice, and then after that, I use which background music, produce it, and then play it. Again, experience will teach you that. It's something that I can't. If I were to teach that to Gabby, you would hear
Mhm.
profanities, the entire 8 hours, uh, in the background. But that's, again, that's experience. I can't teach that. In the same way as if Gabby were to teach me some things I don't really know, maybe you could hear more profanities for the back. But then again, yeah, to each his own.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true and so beautiful what you just said. And yeah, by the way, everyone, Gabby is the one behind the camera at the moment,
Yep.
and she's probably very very hungry now.
Yeah. She. I love the fact that she has colorful language.
Yes, she
Love it.
does.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize the things you don't realize, especially when you work from home. I love it.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're almost at the end of
Oh, we
our
are.
episode
I did not
today,
know.
but
Okay.
yeah, but what BU episode is complete? No BU episode is ever complete without the rapid fire session, rapid
Oh
fire
shoot.
round.
Okay.
So
I thought
get
I was
ready,
gonna.
Nico.
I thought I was gonna get
Nope,
away for this. Okay, cool. Right.
nope, you're
Right
not
on.
getting away with it. All right, ready?
Good.
Are you ready?
I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
Okay. Early call time or late night editing?
Early call time.
Hosting or singing?
Oh shoot. Singing.
Coffee or sleep?
Sleep.
Worst fear, dead air or dead batteries?
Dead batteries. Yeah.
Scripted or improv?
Improv.
Dad jokes or band jokes?
Dad jokes. All day, every
And one
day.
last and one last question. What does it mean to be you?
organized chaos.
Yay! Thank you so much, Nico, for being our guest here. This is a season finale. So, everybody who's watching, we're going to take a break for Christmas and then we'll be back in 2026 with more, more guests among our associates and probably internal team members. And thank you again, Nico, for being here today and for
You're very much
agreeing to
welcome.
not be the host instead.
Can I just say one thing? I wanna say
Yes,
thank you to the marketing
sure, go
team,
ahead.
Mami Mar, Gab, Christian, who's now with Darwin Box, of Zan, of course. Marketing, thank you for always making everyday life here at BSA interesting and fun and engaging and to people who don't see marketing the same way we do. We're nonchalant, but we have ears. We just smile and wave. We just love all of you guys. Thank you.
Just like the recent Miss Universe, controversial.
Right,
That's what we are.
right. Very controversial. Sheesh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks for watching. And again, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you again in our next episode of BeYou.
Whoop whoop.
Bye. Smile and
Bye.
wave.
Smile and wave, everybody. Smile and wave.
Are we done, Gabby? Are we off air?
Yeah, we are. Yay!
Yay! Oh my god, I'm so afraid that Gabby would curse at me.